Hey guys, it's Merritt again. Today we're going to do a quick video about fixing a peg on a character figure. This character stands on a peg here, and just a little notch there. Notch there, and peg there. However, the peg has snapped, as you can see. It's still embedded into the leg. So we're going to try and pull that out and either replace it with another plastic peg and attach it to the plate, and if that doesn't work, we'll either use a combination of plastic rod and some brass, and hopefully that'll give us a stronger connection. But let's get this out first. Now there wasn't enough here to really grab onto, so I'm going to attempt to drill into the section here so that I get enough, hopefully enough force to pull it out. Just like that. It's probably not going to work. I have to spend some time drilling out this a little bit carefully, just because it's not big enough to get a hold of. So I can either break it apart or slowly drill it away and slice out the plastic. Hopefully not damaging anything. Almost have it. It's wanting to budge. Oh, there we go. It's popped out. Luckily, pretty tiny. There's not much there to salvage, so probably gonna have to use some plastic rod here. The other thing we can do is I can glue some brass rod through here, so this will make the main connection and the metal will go farther into the leg. Alright, so after a little bit more fiddling around, there was actually a tiny bit more plastic left inside, which is a little bit harder to get out, but I was able to get that out. I did the same thing. I drilled a little bit farther in until it came loose and slowly, carefully pulled it out. A tiny bit of damage there where I was drilling, but it's on the bottom of the feet, you'll never see it. I think I did, you can do it with a hand tool, but just grabbed a drill. Just be really careful not to drill too far, you'll drill through your character, and you don't want that because that'll screw up the finish. But I think my current plan is to use some, I think this was 3.2 millimeter plastic rod. I also have a 3.5, but it is hollow, but even thinner. So I'm just worried, like this one's a little bit more snug, but because it's so thin, I think it might be a little bit more flimsy than this guy here. I think for now, I'm going to clean up the base and drill a small hole for the rod and do a test fit without any glue first. And if she stands without the glue, then I might leave it as is. We'll see. Alright guys, so I ended up with the simplest method, at least for now. We can talk about some of the different things you can do. I just went with, for now, the plastic rod, drilled a hole through the base, cut a segment long enough so when the base is on the floor, some of the weight is distributed through the rod, so it's on the same plane as the edges here. I did not glue it, but I sanded this hole just enough so that there's pressure fit on this, so it's not permanent. So if this ever snaps, I can replace it, or if I ever find a clear plastic rod, I can replace that, or paint it black to match this other piece if I really wanted to. The other options, well, let's just demonstrate it first. It's a fairly snug fit, just not quite as much as that other rod, but it's enough to get the figure standing. It's not wobbly, and enough to be able to place her in the shelf. Not too much worry about her falling over. She might be a little bit wobbly. I could possibly sand it just a tiny bit more on the bottom here. Also put a temporarily put a tiny bit of blue tack on the bottom. Now some of the alternatives to this method, you could do something similar probably, but you could also incorporate brass rod. You could either use something or a plastic rod that's hollow and put the metal inset here with some baby powder and super glue to affix it to the plastic, so that this will take care of the mass of the peg, also in case you only have a small space to work in, and then you can use the rod to dig deeper into the model as a pin without having to dig a hole like 3 millimeters across. You can do it like 1 millimeter, and that's more important, especially if your figure is resin that you painted. I'd recommend a longer attachment piece to help distribute the weight a lot more evenly. But yeah, I think this will work for now. If I have any other problems, I'll make a short metal pin for this. Or the alternative would be also to, I don't want to do this, but you could take this pin out and affix it to the feet instead. So that might work as well.
Step amazing.